I swear, if I was in the moments, bro, if I heard that shit, bro, I'm not checking that shit out, bro. I'm leaving, bro. I'm getting the fuck out of my house. Oh, shit, bro. What the... Oh. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy ZayReacts coming with y'all with a new reaction, new video. And today I'm about to get scared shitless, bro. Today I'm watching a video called 10 Really True Creepy Stories. So let's get to it, bro. Let's get it. Man, I made my room dark on purpose, by the way. So yeah, so it's gonna be kind of creepy. Oh shit, hold up. There we go, wait. There we go. Alright, let's get it. Alright. Bro, that shit scared me.
I moved to my dad's when I was 10 and I didn't know anyone in the area except for the family my dad was friends with. A single mom with 3 kids.
Bro, that fucking picture scared me, bro. That shit look creepy.
Than me. She was 12 at the time I met her, and we got to know each other a little over a couple of years. We weren't close, but we ended up having the same friends. One night my friend Rob was hanging out with her and her younger brother. They happened to be in the house alone because my friend's mom was at work.
Bro, see, when you home alone, shit always happens, bro. I'm telling you.
Well. She found out her sister was in a mental institution and was laid
Hell
out
nah, bro. Mental institution? Shit fucking crazy, bro.
Knock on the door. My friend thought it was just their mom, since she knocks a certain way when coming in, and he answered it without thinking. Rob wasn't supposed to be there, and he took off through the window to his house down the road. He never thought twice about it. It wasn't her mom. It was the sister of the lady her mom was helping, and she figured out through talking to her sister where her family lived and her mom's working schedule. She came in. This is where I don't know the details, and I'm glad I don't. My friend's younger brother got away to the neighbor's house to call the police.
It's starting to get a little bit scary, bro.
The lady brutally murdered my friend a week from Christmas.
Oh, hell no.
Her body naked in a bathtub. She even hid her head. They had to look through the presents.
See, bro, that's some weird ass shit, bro. Fuck that, bro.
I wasn't allowed to go to her funeral.
Hiding heads and shit. See, I hate that noise, bro. That fucking picture creeps me out, bro. That shit made me want to look behind, bro. Shit scary.
She passed away about a year previously, but she
and I'm home alone too, by the way, bro.
It was exercise and socialization. This was in the winter, so her walk back was while it was getting dark. The library closed at 5 and there was some extra stuff to do before everyone actually left. And on this particular night, she turned down a ride from another volunteer because she needed to stay in shape. The house is about a mile away from some lightly wooded area in South Texas, and as she's about halfway home, she notices someone behind her. He's walking the same direction and gaining on her.
Fuck nah, that's why you stick the nigga, bro. Stop following me, nigga.
Particularly fast, but in this case, he seems vaguely sinister.
Fuck that, bro. After watching, bro, whenever he said Sinister, I'm thinking of Sinister the movie, bro. That shit, oh shit,
now she knows
that shit fucking creepy.
But she's almost home. She can see the top of her driveway coming up, and she leaves her lights on so it'll look like someone's home when she's walking in. She just needs to make it another 150 yards.
Another 150 yards, bitch, you did.
She said he was so close that she could feel his breath on her neck.
Fuck nah, that's when you fucking backslap that nigga, bro. What the fuck is you doing?
Hand on her shoulder. Okay, bitch. Don't turn around and hand over your purse or I'll cut you. She stops for a second, then takes one big step forward, turns and shoots the guy in the neck with the .38 she keeps.
There you go, girl.
The guy spent the last 5 years in a prison
bust cast on that nigga.
Died of complications. My wife's grandmother passed last year, but up to the end, she lamented that she pulled the trigger too soon.
Damn. Bro, with the damn noise again, bro. I hate this shit.
When I was young, I'd say 8 to 11-ish, my sister, whom
bro, these headphones really getting annoying,
would when my parents were out. At the time, she smoked a lot, and my parents made her smoke outside.
Hold up, pause this real quick. Pause this, hold up. I'm probably finna use these headphones because them damn headphones annoying, bro. Yeah, there we go. Use some big ass headphones. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. I want to hear this shit. Oh. Uh-oh. 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 Alright, let's get to this hoe. Wait. Alright.
So I'd follow her outside.
There we go. It's much better.
Annoy her and such. One day my sister notices a car at the end of the driveway, just sitting in the road. It's a white SUV with a bike rack on top.
See, white vans, bro. Get the fuck out of there. When you see a white van, you get the fuck out of there.
It sat there until she went inside, then would drive to the end of the road and sit at the church parking lot and wait. Wait until she'd come out again for another smoke. And it would repeat this. Odd, but my sister is a brave lady and just kind of ignored it.
This bitch.
The next day while my parents were out
bitch.
Again,
oh, she's a brave lady. Yeah, right.
It would sit at the end of the driveway and just watch. I don't know what the driver was doing, but he was watching my sister. I know because
see, bro, that's some crazy ass niggas out here, bro.
Just sit there and watch my sister.
Watching people, that's fucking weird.
She told my father, who was a sheriff deputy at the time, and he called the cops and made a complaint. They showed up, looked around, but the SUV was nowhere to be seen. Months went by and nothing. Then one day, a good 9 months after this had all started and around 4 months since the last sighting, it was back. It became a regular occurrence. Another day, my sister was outside doing her nasty habit, and sure enough, here it comes.
Her nasty habit.
This time we were all alone as usual, and she decides she has had enough. She tells me to stay in the carport, and she's gonna go confront them. She starts walking toward the SUV, and halfway down the driveway, she would later remark to us, "I felt utter terror, like I knew if I went any further, I was dead."
Well, no shit, bitch.
Paralyzed by pure fear. She turned around and went inside. Finally, the family car was in the shop for some kind of issue, so we were all stuck home for the night. While my parents are home, my sister goes outside to smoke. I go outside with her, and eventually the SUV shows up. She tells me to run inside and tell my father, and I do. My dad promptly gets his gun and starts briskly walking down the driveway with it in hand in the direction of the SUV, but not leveled towards it. The SUV floored it down the road and peeled out onto the nearby large highway. My dad, being a cop, noted the year and model and distinguishing features. The scariest thing, the license plate had been covered in duct tape. We never saw it again.
How come? How is that so? Oh, bro! Oh! I hate that shit. That shit scares me, bro.
My mom was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed whenever I was.
Bro, my heart racing because of that shit, bro.
Our 2 bedrooms were at the end of the hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open in her room,
that picture scared me.
Above the headboard. Anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mom's room. I should note her door was open and you could partially see into my bedroom.
Fuck
this
nah.
This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us.
Fuck nah.
As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and woke her up. In the 3 or 4 seconds it took me to wake her up and ask me what was wrong, we both looked back up at the doorframe, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of the bedroom.
Fuck, bro. Yeah, that shit made me look at my door.
To do it so quickly. But my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window. She quickly followed and we were able to start screaming for help and someone called 911. The police came but didn't see any signs of forced entry, only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe that the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night with the deadbolt and chain lock. About a week
bro, that
later,
should be giving me something, bro. My heart racing, bro. I'm scared as fuck.
And found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers. The police were called again, but all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our house and hid until we were asleep.
Yo, there go that damn voice again. That shit again, bro. I hate that,
One
bro.
day
I
while
swear.
doing my laundry, one of the lights blew out in my basement.
Ooh,
my basement is set up so that the laundry room is split up from the other side of the basement with a wall and a door. In order to get upstairs, you have to exit the laundry room and go through the other part of the basement. So the light blew in the other part, not the laundry room. As it was the only light on that side, it was pretty dark. I finished the laundry I had to do while dreading the walk through the dark basement. I exit the laundry room, get halfway through the basement, and I hear a loud cackle. Imagine a sound.
See, bro, I can't do that shit, bro. I swear, if I was in the moment, bro, if I heard that shit, bro, I'm not checking that shit out, bro. I'm leaving, bro. I'm getting the fuck out of my house. Oh, shit, bro. What the? Oh.
That's what I heard, clear as day, right behind
me. Bro, I'm not. Oh, my God, bro. That shit scared me, bro.
My father got home and then changed the bulb. I have yet to hear that cackle since, and I've not told a single person in the house about it. Bro, my heart is racing,
bro. That shit sound fucking creepy as fuck. Jesus, bro.
This happened to a friend of mine.
God, I hate this shit.
She told me about it about a year or so ago. We'll call her Minji. Minji is in her late 20s and works as an English tutor in South Korea. One evening, a few years ago, she was tutoring a high school boy. They were up studying pretty late and the
fuck that shit, bro.
Being a long way from his house, the boy asked if he could crash on her floor overnight and get the first bus in the morning.
Bro, I swear to God, that my closet, man.
Inviting a teenage male student
to stay
please,
the night God, I swear
sound like a great idea.
I'm scared, bro. I'm scared. I get scared easily.
She relented. They went back into her one-room apartment, and she got into the bed while he laid a blanket out on the floor, and they both fell asleep.
Hell nah.
A few hours later, at maybe 2 a.m., the boy wakes Minji up. "I'm really hungry," he says.
That shit was loud to me. I don't know, bro. I'm fucking freaked out, bro.
Up at him in disbelief. Food? Now? It's 2 a.m. Go back to bed. But the student insists. "No, I'm so hungry. Let's eat something now." She tells him that there's some ramen in the kitchen and he could fix himself some. This doesn't satisfy him. He doesn't want ramen. "There's a 24-hour place just down the road. Let's go there." Eventually, after several minutes of persuasion, the boy gets Minji to come with him to the restaurant. They leave the apartment and head out. As soon as they're on the street, the boy turns to Minji and says, "I'm not hungry. I woke up in the middle of the night and looked under your bed. There's a man sleeping there." They call the police and discover that a homeless man had been living in Minji's apartment, sleeping under the bed for 2 months.
Bro,
the boy only saw him because he was lying on the floor, so he had a clear view under the bed.
Hell nah, bro. Every time I do that shit, I'm covering my headphones, bro. That shit fucking creeped me out.
California to Albuquerque, New Mexico. 29 Palms is located in the desolate high desert east of LA. The shortcut was all 2-lane road through total nothingness, except for a passing through Amboy. Amboy is a nearly
bro, you see places like this, bro? This picture right here? Bro, that should be scaring me, bro. I don't like places like that. I don't like places like that. That shit creep me out. Like the old Western town type shit, bro. That shit be creeping me out, bro. Hell no.
High grass on both sides of the road. Up ahead, I see some stuff in the middle of the road. As I approach, I slow down to see a red Pontiac Fiero stopped sideways across both lanes. A suitcase open with clothes scattered everywhere and 2 bodies laying face down in the road. A man and a woman. I stop 100 feet or so away, and the hair on the back of my neck is standing up.
Hell nah, bro. Fuck that.
I reach under the seat and pull out a 9mm pistol and chamber a round. Something seemed very wrong. It looked too perfect, as if it were staged. An ambush? Something was just wrong. As I scanned the road,
that should be. Ooh, I don't like that picture,
bro.
bro.
The guy in the road on his left, swerved to the right of the woman, behind the Fiero, and I'd be on the other side. I dropped it into first gear, punched it down, and drove the line I planned.
Oh
I passed
my
the
God,
back of the
bro!
Fiero without hitting it.
That shit, my phone scared me, bro.
I continued forward a couple of 100 feet and slowed down, so I could breathe and let my heart slow down. As I looked up into the rearview mirror, I saw that the two bodies had gotten up to their knees, and 20 or so people emerged from the tall grass on either side of the road by the car and bodies. At that moment, my right foot smashed the gas pedal to the floor and did not let up until I had to slow
Hell
down
nah,
for the
bro. I'm
I-40
telling you,
east
bro. I
onward.
could not do shit like this, bro.
I will never
Like,
know
I
what
would
would
dip
have
out
happened
of
to me
there, bro. I would say,
had I gotten
fuck
out
that
of the car
shit
to
and
check on
dip
the
out of
bodies,
there, bro. Be
or
like, what the
stopped my
fuck is
car
that?
closer to
And
them.
dip, bro. Hell nah. Bro. Ooh. They about to get me
Some
mad,
friends
bro.
and
I'm
I were
about to
doing some
dislike
night
this
fishing
video.
on the James River. We were sitting along the shoreline with a nice fire going, accompanied by the usual idle talk and a few beers, when suddenly,
Okay, you know,
everyone
little
just
party.
stopped talking,
Little party.
like a switch was flipped off. We were all staring across the river and felt as if something, or someone, was staring back. It was a very uneasy feeling, to which some of the group tried to shake off with typical macho humor, when a
Woo! Bro, my
blood-curdling
heart
sound
going, bro. My
erupted
heart
from the other
going.
shore that froze everyone in their tracks.
Bro, what the fuck?
The sound was unlike any other that I had ever heard.
Hell nah, bro.
hair
I
on my
swear to
body
God, if I
vibrate
heard
and
that
tingle.
shit, Ma, let's
The
get the
only way I
fuck
can
out of
describe
here,
it
bro.
is it
I'm
sounded
dead
like a
ass,
wild
Ma. Let's
pussy
get
with
the
no
fuck out of
language
here.
skills,
I don't give
being
a
gutted
fuck about the
alive.
campfire. I don't give a fuck about
No
the
words,
marshmallows. I don't
just
give a
this
fuck about
high-pitched,
nothing. Let's leave
blood-curdling
everything,
scream.
bro, except for my phone.
Nobody
And let's
moved or
dip
said a
out of
word.
here, bro. Swear to
We all
God, if
just
I
sat
heard
there
that
fixed
shit.
in our stare, when just as suddenly, a second scream was let loose with even more force than the first.
Hell nah. Bro, oh my God, bro. I
By this
hate
time,
that shit.
several of us were sprinting to our trucks that were parked a few yards
There
away.
you go. That's the
retrieving
right
various
answer. Sprint
firearms.
to your truck and dip
When
the
we got
fuck
back,
out.
we all sat there quietly, with our eyes fixed, staring toward the opposite shore, watching the light from our fire reflecting off the rocks. We sat there waiting for another scream, or something to move on the other side of
Who
the
the
river.
fuck are these dumb
Finally, the
fucks,
third
bro?
scream came just as suddenly,
Oh,
but this time, it was on our side of the river, coming from the bushes about a yard away.
hell no. Why the fuck are these dumb fucks not left yet, bro?
When we got to our
Gotta
trucks,
check back.
we heard the scream one more time, just beyond the tree line.
Bro, these niggas dumb.
We all floored it the hell away from
I'm just
there
saying that.
and
These
never
niggas
found
dumb,
out
bro.
what was
How the
making
fuck do you not
sounds.
leave, bro? Oh. Bro, like, how the fuck do you not
It
leave,
was
bro?
a
Come
Friday
on,
night,
stop being
and my friend
stupid.
was
Just
picking me up
leave,
in his
bro.
car from my
You
house.
stupid. You gonna
I was in a
die.
hurry since we were running late for the hockey game in the city. The whole car ride there, we were having such a good time that I hadn't even noticed that I didn't have my phone. I searched the car seat.
That's me right there, bro. I will go back for my
I
phone.
was sure that I had just forgotten it. During the hockey game, I couldn't stop worrying that maybe I had dropped my phone somewhere. So I borrowed my friend's phone and ran to the bathroom. I dialed my number and hoped someone at my house would pick up. It took 3 rings before somebody picked up, but they remained silent on the other end. I yelled into the phone that I was just checking if I had left my phone at home. They didn't answer. I assumed it was my little brother just messing with me, so I hung up. I got home late that night to see that my parents weren't home. I got inside my house and called them to see where they were. They told me that they had gone out to eat and see a concert at the park with my little brother. They said they left soon after I had for the game, and they should be home in around half an hour. So I hung up and proceeded to look for my cell phone. But then I realized, how could somebody in my family have picked up my phone?
Bro, please, bro. This shit's so fucking scary.
I felt the pain in my stomach as fear swept over.
Yup.
It was at that moment that I heard the back door to my house open and close. I immediately jolted out the front door to the neighbors and called the police. Apparently, the back door was left open and somebody had simply walked into our house. Nothing was stolen, but the scariest thing is the thought that we could have fallen asleep with a stranger in the house.
Hell nah, bro. That should be scary, bro.
Finally,
the last one.
Moved in next door to my family. They had a son who was just twisted. He was obsessive over slasher movies and always wanted me to talk about shit that happened during my time serving in Vietnam that no normal person would want to hear. He also loved tormenting stray animals. This guy was a whack job.
Whack job.
He was 19 at the time,
Whack.
and my daughter was 7. but he always wanted to talk to her. He'd strike up conversation with her when she walked home from school. He would talk over the fence at her when she was playing in the back. But what really set me off was when he called our house looking to speak to her. That was it. I went over and flipped shit at him and his parents. Told him to stay the hell away from her and I'd better not ever
stay
see
the
him
hell
again.
away from her, bitch!
That's when things got weird. My daughter was always a little imaginative and paranoid. She would think there were monsters under her bed and whatnot. So when she
there's
told me
really
there was something
monsters,
lurking in the
Dad. You
closet
better
and
listen.
She was too scared to get up and tell us at night, but it wasn't there in the daytime. We blew it off as no big deal. A few weeks went by, and one night my wife and daughter were staying at my mother's for a girls' night. So I turned the key on the HBO box and watched me some movies, eventually falling asleep downstairs. At around 2 a.m., I get a call from my neighbor with a creepy son telling me something along the lines of, "We saw that you were up, so we called. Our son is missing. I went by his room to use the bathroom and his door was open, which isn't usual, and there was no sign of him. We need help looking for him." The phone call woke me up though. I wasn't up, so I asked why they thought I was. "Oh, we saw you walking around upstairs and the light is on."
Oh,
My
hell
blood
no.
ran cold as ice. I'd been passed out on the couch and I know
Bro,
no
I
one
swear to
turned the
God,
lights
bro, I'm
on.
paranoid.
I hung up on them, ran outside to my truck to grab my shotgun, but noticed the sheriff pulling up to my neighbor's house by this point. I booked it over and told him there was someone in my house, and now I could see the lights in my daughter's room were on, and there was a silhouette pacing back and forth. When the deputies went in, they found the neighbor boy there waiting in my daughter's room with a nice little setup in her closet. He said he liked to watch her sleep in the moonlight.
Fuck that, nigga. What the hell, bro? That's some creepy ass shit, bro. Alright, well. I'm gonna go open up my blinds real quick. Hold up. Woo! Fresh light! Alright, guys. Hold up. Bro, what the hell's wrong with this damn lighting? Alright, guys. If y'all liked and enjoyed that video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And if you like more content like this, then make sure, you know, you like and subscribe. And I don't know what I'm saying, bro. I was just paranoid, dog. But I'll see y'all in the next video.